Good morning. Welcome to Power Quality Lecture Series. Today we will see calculation of voltage sag by using theoretical method. For this, we are taking a distribution system which is consisting of various loads, and we are also considered some faults. Today we are going to see how the voltage sag will behave for different loads A, B, C and D for different fault locations. This is a transmission line, this is a sub-transmission line, this is a distribution, and this is a low voltage network. And we are considering fault at each level. When the fault is occurring at transmission system, what will be the effect or how the voltage sag behave for different loads. When the fault is available at sub-transmission line, how the voltage sag occurs. Similarly, for when the fault is at distribution level and low voltage level. Let us start when the fault is appearing at the transmission line. When the fault is appearing at the transmission line, as we can see here, we have a generating station at load A. So, the effect of fault at position 1 is the voltage sag will be a deeper for all the loads B, C and D when compared to A. The reason is the voltage sag is little bit of compensated by the generating voltage. So, because of the presence of this generator at the load A or at the transmission side, the voltage sag will be much less when compared to the positions B, C and D. Now, you expect what will be the effect when the fault is located at sub-transmission line or at position 2. Right. So, when the fault is occurring at sub-transmission line at position 2, a slight swallow sag is applied for the load A, whereas the load D and C will be undergoing a deeper voltage sag. Along with the two substations, the A will be having a slight swallow sag because the generating station is connected at the A and this fault is appearing after the transmission line. Whereas this position C and D, these are after the sub-transmission system, the load C and D will be undergoing a deeper voltage sag. Now, when you see the fault at distribution side at position 3, the loads A and B are isolated from this position, because the position 3 is after the presence of this A and B. So, obviously, the effect of fault at position 3 is only on feeders only on load C and D. But because this fault is near to the load D, this fault will create a much deeper sag at D, and the other effect of this fault is it may cause short interruptions or long interruptions even after clearing of the fault. Even after the fault is cleared, because this location is much closer to this distribution side and this lower voltage side, after the clearing of the fault at the location 3, this load D might sometimes experience a short interruption or long interruption, but whereas the load C will only experience an deeper voltage sag. Once the fault is cleared, there is no effect on this load C. Now, coming to the voltage sag when the fault is at low voltage side or at load position 5, the effect will be more on the load D, whereas the load A and load B are completely isolated and there will be no effect on load A and B, and a slight more than a slight voltage sag, that means you can say a deeper voltage sag will be available for load D. Similarly, When the fault is connected at position 4, a deeper voltage sag is available for load C and a slight voltage sag or smaller voltage sag is available for load D. So, in this way we can understand what is the effect of voltage sag at different voltage levels. Just a recap, when a fault is at position 1, all the 2 substations and all the 4 loads are affected. When compared to A, B, C and D are affected. Similarly, when the fault is at location 2, A is slightly affected, whereas B, C, D are affected more. Similarly, when the fault is at location 3, A and B are not affected, C and D are affected. Similarly, when the fault is at location 4, C and D are affected. Similarly, when the fault is at location 5, D is affected. Now, let us see how the calculation simplified network for a radial system. When you consider a radial system, this is a simplified radial system. For this, we are trying to find the this is simplified radial system, and this is the position where we are calculating the voltage sag. So, for this type of system, if you are calculating a voltage sag, is obtained as fault impedance, where this ZF is the fault impedance, this ZS is the source impedance between this generator station and the point of common contact. This is called as point of common contact, PCC, where the load as well as source are supplied. Therefore, the voltage sag is given as ZF by ZS plus ZF into E. This is how we calculate the voltage sag for a simplified radial network. This PCC is the point of common contact. What is this PCC? PCC is the one which is the common point that is accessible both by the customer as well as utility. For a domestic purpose, the meters which are available at the house can be called as point of common contact. So, the house meter or the energy meter which is fixed in a house is a common point where the utility person can access as well as the customer can access. Similarly, for different types of floors and different types of systems, there will be different point PCCs which are available. In this radial system, this is the PCC where the voltage sag we need to calculate. So, that particular point is taken as point of coupling contact. ZS is the source impedance and ZF is the fault impedance from the point of contact to the load. Thank you.